describe what they look like?
I could, but it would probably take a whole lot of time. The reason I state that, when I got out in 1989, we had cataloged 57 different species. You have individuals that look very much like you and myself that could walk among us and you wouldn't even notice the difference, except for some of the things that they might be able to go ahead, even in a dark room, and touch an object and go ahead and identify what color that object might be. They would have a heightened sense of smell, sight, hearing. The situation is that you have various types of what we normally call grays. We didn't call them grays in the military, but you had at least 3 types of the grays. You had some that were much taller than we were. The unique thing that I'd like to point out for the most part is that the entities that we did catalog were in fact humanoid. Now this created a situation where the scientific community was trying to figure out why that would be the case, because you would expect that if life evolved on other planets, that they would take on some type of other being, so to speak, not necessarily look humanoid or be bipedal such as we are.
For 22.5 years, I served in the United States Army. During my tenure, I was on many occasions asked to serve as the official, unofficial UFO consultant dealing with UFO matters in the areas of my assignment. As a result of my involvement, I was able to ascertain that the United States government knew a whole lot more about UFOs than it was telling the American public. That there was an intelligence involved, that there was a highly evolved technology.
You know, we're dealing with intelligences, guys. That could be 1,000,000 years ahead of us in terms of technology. Disclosure cannot happen right now because people aren't ready. And there is no way to lift up Pandora's box just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because once you crack Pandora's box, all hell breaks loose. You can't tell just a little bit of the story, because if you start telling even a little bit, you're going to have a time bomb on your hands, because everybody is going to want to know more. The extraterrestrial reality, as I have said, and will continue to say till the day I die, is the greatest story in human history. And it must be told. Eventually it will be told. But I don't anticipate living to see it. I have often thought that it may take another 50 years. When I first began, I had no idea what I was getting into. I learned years and years ago that this was real, that the government knew it was real, and the government was sitting on top of it. The military, we knew of 4 different groups, and one of those groups looked exactly like we do. They were all humanoid, but one was not literally, totally human. I got so damn sick and tired of arguing with skeptics who have never bothered to do their homework. These guys are still living in the 19th century, many of them. And it's like I mentioned to you before, I think a lot of it is that there's a deep-seated fear that if this is really true, ooh, what's that going to mean to my view of the world? Well, it's going to mean your view of the world is going to collapse around you. The skeptics say, you can't keep secrets. The government can't keep. Well, the hell they can't. They have done it from the beginning.
The sheer anger that I felt over what the government was doing to people to keep the lid on this. It violated every concept of my whole idea of life and honor and democracy and fairness and decency. And then I began to realize that the government we think we've got is not the government we have. And I've said this publicly to people in conferences. I said, you people out there blithely think you live in a democratic republic. Well, you don't. And then it's all come out over the years, the shadow government. We don't know who they are. We have no idea. We have an inkling of who they might be. But these guys are unelected. They are not responsible. They don't have any responsibility to Congress, to the people, to the country, to anything. And they're running the damn program. Kill. My sense of anger is so deep over that these self-appointed so-called experts that are running this program and keeping this the greatest story in human history from people, the people have a right to know. And let me tell you why I say that. I have always believed that if this were to come out totally, as big as it is, as dynamite as it is, that it would bring about an expansion of consciousness in people. That we would stop thinking of ourselves as Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever. We would think of ourselves as human beings from one little tiny planet on the edge of a middle-class, mid-sized galaxy. And that knowledge in itself would bring us together as a species, that the story is so damn big that the government may be right. That the mass of people can't deal with it. How do you tell people that this species, this race that we are all a part of, is a hybrid race? That we were genetically created by an extraterrestrial intelligence? How do you tell them that? Carefully. You look around and you tell them carefully, depending on where you are. Now, if you're in Baghdad talking to some Sunnis or Shia, you don't even bring the damn subject up. How do you tell them that every major religion on the planet has been initiated and orchestrated by extraterrestrial intelligence? How do you tell Christian fundamentalists that that lovely man from Galilee 2,000 years ago was a part of that program? You don't tell them that unless you've checked the exits and know how the hell you can run and get out of the house.
Voodoo man, tap dancing in the French Quarter, walking on water with a scroll in my hand. The blueprints for a dish-shaped light vessel that was chiseled out of metal off the coast of Japan. Fastened on the top of a mountain out into postland. Saw a shiny object floating out of the ocean. I'm sort of like a postman. You can get the message if you want to understand from the raps
On
and the
November
man.
7th, saw this disc-shaped object floating above the sea concourse of
Voodoo
United
man,
Airlines.
civilized the savage, criticized
very
the
low in
parish,
the
spreading
sky.
false
It was
doctrine,
still
terrorized the
daylight, very
cleric, carrying on nonsense, specialized lies to
look
paralyze
like
the
an airplane,
conscience.
a helicopter,
Voodoo
or
man,
anything
chit
else.
chatter, abracadabra, spitting out matter while I'm shitting out data. Chew 'em up, shitting out rappers, sipping Pellegrino while I'm giving out matches. Set yourself on fire, let the wisdom of Elijah purify you. Take a nigga higher, sold your soul to the highest. By you now you're on the wire, talking about 2-foot tires, saying you sell crack, clapping at cats with Max, but you a liar, pants on fire. Same old rugged cross, different crucified Messiah.
Don't get me wrong now. Don't make a mistake in thinking that I'm telling you this was the beginning of the man on the earth. 50,000 years ago is like telling you 30 days ago or 10 days ago or 5 days ago to the age of the universe. We have no exact record of it, but it runs way into the trillions.
While you was blowing X amount of dollars on the bracelet, the sovereign nation of France was opening their files on the UFO phenomenon, i.e. spaceships. It's just the facts, Jack, may as well face it. Every rhyme I write, a seal get cracked in the chapter of Revelations, an atom get cracked in the
really think the war on terror is a bunch of bullshit? Just a poor excuse for you to use up all your bullets. How much money does it take to really make a full clip? 9/11 building 7, did they really pull it? And a bunch of other cover-ups. Your child's future was the first to go with budget cuts. If you think that hurts, then wait, here comes the uppercut. The school was garbage in the first place, that's on the up and up. Keep you at the bottom, but tease you with the upper crust. You get it, then they move it, so you never keeping up enough. If you turn on TV, all you see's a bunch of what the fucks. Do this dating so-and-so, blabbering about such and such, and that ain't Jersey Shore. Homie, that's the news, and these the same people supposedly telling us the truth. Limbaugh is a racist, Glenn Beck is a racist. Gaza Strip was getting bombed, Obama didn't say shit. That's why I ain't vote for him. Next one either. I'm a part of the problem. My problem is I'm peaceful, and I believe in the people. Yeah.